Good evening. I'm John Gray, and I'm proud to call myself an alumnus of Hudson Valley Community College. I can't stress enough the importance that HVCC had in my life in shaping where I went. Right out of high school, I came here, best teachers in the state. They really put me on the path, and I can truly say my success traces right back to this wonderful campus here at HVCC. And what I've seen happening in the years I left with Drew, just amazing. Now, we're gathered here tonight to honor a man who's done a lot for Hudson Valley over the last 12 years. Drew Matonak has presided over a continuous and progressive expansion of our college, and he's leaving us with a legacy of leadership, service, and dedication, both to the campus and to the greater Capital Region community. Drew, you are truly deserving of this honor tonight, and on behalf of the college's alumni, students, faculty, and staff, and really the Capital Region, we want to wish you well.
I got to know Drew Matonak, who was Andy to me, in 1972. We've known each other for 45 years. He was a work-study student in my office and came into my office one day to just ask what it was my job was and how would it be possible for him to do something like that. He came from a very poor academic background in high school. He came to Butler County Community College to play baseball. But he had a dream, and he had an idea. I was the director of student activities. I told him what that was and what kind of education he would need in order to do it. And he decided that he was going to use the community college experience to transform his life. And I believe that Butler County Community College helped him in that transformation. I encouraged him to pursue a baccalaureate degree, which he did at the College of Worcester in Worcester, Ohio. I then encouraged him to go on and get a master's degree, and he did at Michigan State University. He served as a graduate resident advisor just as I did. And then when he finished his master's degree, he began his work in student services in the community college.
Drew was on our chamber board, and he didn't just attend meetings, he really got engaged in the conversation as we really looked at how we could use the collective strength of the business community, both our for-profits and nonprofits, to make sure that we had a pipeline for a growing, prosperous community.
And as a business leader, he interfaces well with business leaders. He, again, is approachable. Business leaders find that he grasps the issues quickly. And I think what motivates him is wanting to please those various stakeholders and truly make the community college part of that vision.
This is a hub for businesses to find workforce, so manufacturers and contractors can look to Hudson Valley as a real place to find a strong pipeline for success. So not only has he reshaped the college, but he's really reshaped the landscape of the community we live in.
I had the delightful pleasure to work with Drew Matonak when he was the president of NICAP. NICAP is the New York Community College Association of Presidents. And that is a group of all 30 community colleges across the state. The piece about Drew and his leadership is that he really served as a leader among equals, something very, very important to Hudson Valley Community College, but also gave him and us an opportunity to benefit from the really good things happening at Hudson Valley Community College, and for it to inform policy direction for really all of SUNY.
Drew is a very dedicated and committed leader and a great ambassador for the school. He's a terrific communicator. He's able to reach out to the students, to the faculty, to the administration. He's able to reach out to the politicians, to governmental officials, to get done what needed to be done.
There was never an ego. The gentleman never told you a story that wasn't true, and it was never about anybody else. It was always about him, you know, helping others, and you can't ask for more leadership than that kind of integrity.
As a leader, I feel he's very open, and he's open to new ideas. Nothing seems to bother him. No matter what happens, he can handle it. He's open and moves forward with the times. That's very important in today's world.
There have been a number of capital projects here at the college, with Rensselaer County being the sponsor, that we have worked on over the years. First, a huge master plan. And then following that, of course, came specific projects, the new science building being one, the parking garage, which delighted all the students, and now we're talking about the advanced manufacturing building, which is, I think, going to be a terrific addition to the college, but also a terrific addition to the capital region, because clearly we need more people trained in advanced manufacturing.
Really, the number one thing that stands out is going to be the Gene Haas Center for Advanced Manufacturing Skills, because that's not just an expansion of the AMT program, but that's really an expansion of a wide range of programs that are going to benefit the manufacturing community and distribution companies throughout the area.
He introduced me to the area, the region, and oriented me really to what is the best of this region and what the challenges are and opportunities are for this region. So I consider Drew a mentor, and we have worked on enrollment initiatives, on programs that we can cooperate on.
With Drew, the first thing that comes to mind is he's always collaborative, and you know that if Drew's involved, it's going to get done. So he's one of those go-getters, and his energy and enthusiasm is just contagious. So if you know he's on a committee or on a board, he will not only bring everyone together, but make sure that it gets taken to the next level and is done well.
Working with Drew was a highlight of my experience at Hudson Valley Community College. He was fun, committed, and approachable. Drew made me feel comfortable in the boardroom as a student. He made me feel confident and included.
Drew really transitioned as sort of being a college president around the table to really being, I think, just viewed as a business leader. And eventually Drew became the chair of the Chamber's board.
Drew really considers himself an integral part of this campus community. And again, that friendly nature, that gregariousness, it wasn't just with staff and faculty, it was every student that came down that hallway.
One of the things that I think is really very special about Drew Matonak's leadership is that he not only loves community colleges, he not only talks about the importance of community college whenever he's speaking to anyone, whether it's in New York or across the country, but he really believes it.
He still was so passionate, so interested, so committed to ensuring that our students have access and that our community colleges are funded in an appropriate manner.
He was determined to make sure that no child was left feeling they couldn't pursue their dreams, and that was his mission when he came to Hudson Valley, to make sure that he built a campus and a workforce development center that met the needs of businesses, but also encouraged every child in our community to be able to pursue their dreams.
Probably my favorite memory of working with Drew over the last 10 years is the summer when he showed up on campus here as part of a research project he had, where he was taking an afternoon here or there and visiting community colleges around the state that had residence halls. He was really doing his due diligence, recognizing that it was a very significant move to consider adding residence halls to the college campus at Hudson Valley. And you know, no president has done that before or since in my 10 years here.
Drew's commitment to students can be seen in some physical, tangible assets like housing. From our perspective as a manufacturer, it also allowed us to bring students from other states. So we actually brought students from New Hampshire, Vermont, from Tennessee to this program and housing also made that much more attractive to them.
Drew was truly committed to the student body at Hudson Valley. He genuinely cared about students. From attending all the campus events that we planned for students, one would often find him out there connecting or laughing with students, to nominating students for the Ice Bucket Challenge, including participating in that, to showing his competitive side in the students versus faculty softball games. It was always a highlight to see Drew out there connecting with students, and I think another example of how much he cared for students was his open door policy, encouraging students to come into his office and talk about whatever is on their mind or any concerns they had. Drew was so great in connecting and so committed to the student body.
He wants our students to understand that he's a person who, just like our students who we recruit and retain and graduate, came from humble beginnings. And I think his humility resonates with his personality and is very appreciated by the student body. That creates the opportunity for people to see and say, I could do what he's done.
One of the things that I found most impressive is when he spoke about a choice for his daughter. He said, I believe Hudson Valley Community College would be one of the best choices she could make. She has gone to Hudson Valley Community College, she's done well, and when somebody takes that kind of care and love for their child, that speaks volumes.
The same guy that you see on campus is the same guy that I get to call my dad. He's the same person that he is at home, that he is at work and on campus, because he's so genuinely himself in every aspect of his life. He's so kind, and he's always caring for others when it comes to me and my mom, or a student or a faculty member.
He hasn't missed a beat in being able to balance his work, his home life, his friends, his family, his coworkers. He's just had a great way of balancing it all. And Drew was early on in his career, and we had talked about what his future goals might be. He had always thought that maybe he would like to become a president, but his main concern with that was that he thought he would lose contact with students, wouldn't have as much impact directly on students. But he made that his priority. He would come home from work, and his greatest stories would always be something that happened with a student that day. And that was always what brought the biggest smile to his face, even to the point where students were so comfortable with him that they would play practical jokes on him, and he just really loved that so much.
On April Fools, I decided to play a joke on him, and I took his parking spot at Hudson Valley Community College and covered up Reserved for President with Reserved for Student Senate President, effective April 1st. And he took it well. He came in and he laughed, and I thought our April Fools jokes were over. But little did I know, a little bit later, he had planned with the campus police a mock arrest, and he stormed into the Student Senate room during a meeting and had me arrested, alarming all the students, and it was definitely a highlight to our Senate meetings, and something we still talk about today. And I think it was a great example of Drew's sense of humor and his love for connecting with students.
My dad has always been the first person to congratulate me on any accomplishment, no matter how small it was. And I'm so honored to be able to celebrate him and all that he's done for Hudson Valley and the community over these past 13 years. And most importantly, I'm honored to celebrate him as my dad.
Being president of Hudson Valley has been the highlight of Drew's career and his life. And I know that the faculty and staff and the students will always be in his thoughts.
I'm hoping his legacy is going to be our Advanced Manufacturing Center, because it's such an exciting project and one that Drew is every bit as excited about as I am.
We deal with a lot of vocational education programs in Germany which are world-class. And we have now a comparable program with Hudson Valley, with the AMT program. And I think what's going to be part of Drew's legacy is he's going to be known as someone who has taken that program to a higher level.
You talk about the programs that he has built, the initiatives, the cooperation that he has engaged, not only engaging HVCC but other community colleges, even in the capital region as well. I think it's remarkable. His legacy will stand forever.
There's not one thing that I can point to that I could say that's his legacy, so much as all of it. How he advanced the college, how he made those advances in a way that benefit students, that benefit the community, that benefit our businesses, that benefit that entire ecosystem. I think that's his legacy.
When you drive down that road for the final time, Drew, just look back in that rearview mirror, because you have built a campus that is a legacy for forever and ever. And I believe it was very much because of you, how genuine you are, and how much you believed in people.
I want to say to Drew Matonak today, among all those students, I probably cherish you the most because you accomplished so much and stayed on task to give back to students and to the community all that you were given. You are my hero.
You know, in all my years, I first walked on this campus, I've probably ended up with 1,000 acquaintances, but only a handful of friends, and Drew was one of them. And I'm honored to be that.
Drew, thank you for all you've done at Hudson Valley Community College. Thank you for making the student body feel connected, well cared for, and well represented. Hudson Valley was so lucky to have you.
I just want to say, Drew, thanks so much for the guidance, insight, and support that you've given me and so many of the other presidents in NICAP over the years. Your leadership has been greatly appreciated, and we're going to miss you.
My wife Linda and I have become very, very close friends with Drew and Karen, and we wish nothing but the absolute best for Drew, Karen, and Taylor, his daughter.
Hey Drew, we're going to miss you, but we know your number. We'll call you often.
Drew, I wish you and Karen all the best in the next chapter, whatever that holds for you in life. And if it's just putting your feet up and relaxing, have a ball.
Drew, good luck in your retirement.
You're going to be retiring later this year. So many of us in this room are looking forward to continue to work with you throughout the coming year. And know that be proud in those months ahead. Be bold. Be a Viking.
In many ways, a college president is a steward for his or her institution. They carry the torch of leadership, doing their best to move the college in a positive direction, developing new programs, building infrastructure, and expanding community outreach. It's a tough job, and it takes a certain type of leader to do it well, a leader who epitomizes integrity, collaboration, and hard work. Without a doubt, we can say that Hudson Valley Community College is a stronger institution now than it was when Drew Matonak first walked down the campus. Drew's taken one of the most respected colleges in the state university system and guided it to new heights. So on behalf of all of us who understand how important Hudson Valley Community College is to our capital region, I'd just like to say thank you, Drew.